Good morning, boys and girls, moms and dads, everybody in viewer land. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. And speaking of entertainment, if you don't have a generator and the power goes out, you're not going to have any entertainment. You're going to get to sit in the dark and listen to your food spoil. So come up with a plan before you have a power failure. Get a small generator and you can at least run a TV in your refrigerator and maybe a freezer in your furnace. You know, you can run the bare essentials. That's how I started too. But then I got this dual fuel because it runs on LP or gasoline. So that gives me the choice, an extra alternative fuel supply. The reason I like the LP is you can just shut the tank off and you don't have a tank full of gasoline that you have to drain out or add stay-bill to and worry about. So all you got to do is simply shut off the propane in the lawn runs. For my weekly runs, I generally run it on gas just to run the carburetor dry and clean it out. If you always run it on LP, what you do is that frost can get on your fuel system. You've all seen the frost on the hose and on the fuel system, and that frost turns to water, turns to rust, and messes up your fuel system. So that's why I run a quart of gasoline through it with a load. I have it on an angle just to drain it out good, so that's good. I check the oil before I pushed it out. Make sure you have working CO and battery smoke alarms in your home. I check the oil, but it does have a low oil sensor, so if your generator quits running and it's not out of gas and it won't start, check your oil because it could be a low oil sensor and it stopped the machine for you. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fire this up. We're going to put a load on it and we'll walk over to the Generac. Generac. The nice thing about the Generac is you don't have to come out, you don't have to put a gen tent on it, you don't have to do nothing but watch the lights flicker for a second, they go out and they come right back on. This baby fires up and runs the entire house, and it runs the entire garage also. So the small one runs the essentials. The Champion dual fuel runs the essentials through a transfer switch. That's the way to do it. Don't backfeed your house. Do it the legal way. Have a interlock, a transfer switch, or a Generac. They make a Generac that you could plug into your meter, but I don't know anything about those. I've heard of them, but I haven't seen them or used them. But you could use an interlock or a transfer switch. But this runs the entire house. After it runs its 5 minutes, I let it cool off for a couple of minutes, and then I do check its oil after it's run. So that's always a good thing to do. Check the compartment, make sure it's clean, your air filter's clean, and all that good stuff. Keep extra oil on hand, oil filters, spark plugs, air filter, those essentials, because during the lawn outages you might have to go ahead and change your oil, your air filter, or your spark plugs. And that's a good reason to have the second system. If this fails to start, if something goes wrong, or you're doing maintenance on it, you could bring up the Champion dual fuel and power your house through the transfer switch while you're working on this, letting it cool off, maintenance, doing the oil change, and those kind of things. So every 24 hours you're supposed to shut it down for 30 minutes, let it cool, and check the oil. And right now we have a self-diagnostic check happening inside of it, and it's maintaining the green light, so everything's good. So it's going to run its 5 minutes, shut down, I'll check the oil, and have a plan, be prepared. That's what counts. Have a plan, be prepared. Sometimes it could be 5 minutes, sometimes it could be 2 or 3 days. So plan for long-term outages to protect you and your family and your food and your life. Okay, well, other than that, have a good day, be safe, thanks for tuning in. Ciao.